I don't have to see it, but I know it's coming. I don't need a cheerleader to know it's coming. I don't need you to tell me, I know it's coming. The doctor's not the one to tell me it's coming, God is. The doctor's not the one to tell me it's coming, God is. Hey, you're not the one to tell me it's coming, God is. If he said it's coming, hey, then it's on the way. If he said it's coming, hey, then it's on the way. Hey, if he said it's coming, it's on the way. If he said it, shall he not perform it? God's not man, that he lies. If he said it's coming, it's gotta happen. It shall not lack. It shall not return. If he said it's coming, it's on the way. He said it's coming, and it's on the way. I just heard him tell me to prophesy to you. It's on the way. Hey, what's up, family? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Listen, when you come in, let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're from. Yeah, we still do that. I got that from my brother Sumo. Let me know that you're enjoying the album. I am talking about Live from Whitaker Street. How did we do this? How did we get this accomplished? Everybody's been kind of asking me, did you have help? I posted a little while ago a flyer with all the people on there that helped out. I'm going to post it again after this. But I wanted to kind of bring on, I have some people that may be coming on, but I want you first to say thank you to you guys. Thank you to everybody who's still purchasing. I have people reaching out to me saying, Gary, I'm reaching out to people to tell them to purchase it too. So all of y'all who are doing that, if you are loving the album, I need you to share this with everybody. But tonight I'm talking about how we did it. If you are an artist, if you're somebody who knows an artist, tune in, go ahead and share this. I want to answer some questions too. I'm going to bring on some people that helped us. We're going to answer these questions and kind of just talk about our process. But first, let me know who's in here. Say hey, say what's up. If you're watching this, even if you're watching on playback, make sure you say what's up, because I'm always in the comments writing some stuff. But yeah, so that was from Manifestation Chant. I'm going to be giving some behind the scenes stuff. Sell the live DVD. Listen, we are working on that, Mike. Mike said, let's sell the live DVD. Listen, we are working on that, because that's the other question people have been asking. What about the visuals? We want to feel like we were there. We have 3 of the singles that have videos on YouTube right now. But y'all give me some time. We're still building this. We're in marketing mode. We're in getting this out to the world mode. And that depends on people like you. But yeah, so if you're a person connected to an artist, if your cousin is an artist, I'm not even talking about gospel, I'm talking about just an artist, period. Or if you are creative and you want to know, how do I get myself out there? How do I spread the word? I want you to come in here tonight. We're going to kind of get into that because this was 4 years in the making. And you guys, because of people like you, we were able to go number 3 on the iTunes charts on Christian, and number 25 in all genres. Gabrielle Lane, hey sis, that's my sister, y'all. She's an amazing singer, amazing worshiper, one of the worship leaders right here in Savannah, Georgia at Kingdom Life, Pastor Charles Robeson. So if y'all are ever looking for somebody, y'all hit her up too. She's a traveling artist, all that stuff. She's got an amazing family. Jamal, and you know I'm supposed to be doing this. Yeah, see, that's Gabrielle Lane. You get her name, write her name down. I'm going to give y'all a few more times. Jamal, man, what's up, man? Yeah, so hopefully you guys are doing amazing. So listen, I am going to shoot y'all one more quick snippet of what's going on in the album in hopes that y'all have already gotten it. When I come back, this is what I need you to do. I need you to tell me what your favorite song is on the album. Here's what people are telling me is switching by day. They're telling me it's switching by day. Like, I have some people saying this, hey, Jesus. Then yesterday I had that same person was like, I think it's hallelujah. So I'm going to play a little bit of it. When I come back, I need to know what your favorite one is today. All right, here we go. And we glorify your holy name. And we glorify all the glory. That was Hallelujah, just a small snippet from the album. That was Hallelujah. I'm so excited because, like I said, I have some people that were actually from the album that actually helped me put this together. Y'all may see it say independent artist, but it was not independently done. So I have two amazing people that are getting ready to come on in a moment. Then they're going to help us out. But before I do that, go ahead and share this. If you're coming in, share this with me. Share this with me. Like it. Say something in the comments. Let us know that you're here. We're trying to get this thing out to the world. But I told you when I came back, I need to know what your favorite song is. So make sure you go ahead and put that in the comments, okay? You already know my fave. Love you too, sis. Love you. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. So in a quick moment, I am going to have my brothers, Antoine Smalls and Delandrian Akins. I'm getting ready to bring them up. Delandrian Akins was the executive producer of this project. So you're going to hear from him. You're going to hear, what was our thinking behind this? How did we get there? Now, if you were at the party, we kind of talked a little bit about this, but we're getting ready to kind of go in depth tonight. And then Antoine Smalls, he was the vocal director. That's my sis, y'all. And then Gabby said, as it is, listen, as it is it right now. So it's just really where you are. It's really where you are, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring up these two amazing geniuses. Listen, like I said, if you are an artist or if you know an artist, send this to them because even though these are my brothers, so we're going to have a good time. The knowledge they're just going to naturally drop, you're going to need it. Okay, the things that they're going to say, their approach to things, you're going to need it. So how we all got that cousin. Call your cousin, be like, hey, you said you wanted to be a rapper, right? Get on this live and learn something tonight. So without further ado, I'm bringing on my brothers. What's up, y'all?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
I'm gonna take out this overlay. Right. And I'm gonna take this one out right here. All right, y'all. This is Delandrian Akins and Antoine Smalls. Listen, if y'all know them, go ahead and share this. If you don't know them, go ahead and share this. They are two, like I said, geniuses when it comes to what we do in this music industry. I am going to let them each just give a small background of themselves, just like 30 quick seconds. They're gonna just tell you a little bit about themselves, and then we're gonna dive right in. I'm gonna have Delandrian go first.
What's up, everybody? My name is Delandrian Akins, born and raised in Savannah, Georgia. Gary, I think he said this on one of his last interviews. Our families are so intertwined. They go back generations and generations before me and him was even thought about. So we have this natural bond that God has just blessed us with. He's like I call him the little big brother. People mistake us in the city for each other all the time, which is crazy. No, man, I love Gary like he was a blood brother, man, and the bond we have, and you can tell it bleeds over into the music. And it is definitely a synergy, and it's a commonality that we have. And I just love dude. I think the real of him. I think he is one of God's voices and figures and likeness for this generation. I was just so blessed and happy and elated that he trusted me with his first baby. And so we all treated it like it was our baby. It says Gary Swindell Jr. live from Whitaker, but it really says Delandrian Akins. It says Antoine Smalls. It says Simone Wright. It says everybody, honestly. And that's how we feel. We all took it to heart like it was our project. And I said this at the album release. I was taught years ago by the wonderful Bishop Norris Darden of New Generation Full Gospel Baptist Church that anytime you submit to somebody else's vision, God will provide vision for your vision. And I live by that.
We're seeing it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We can't talk about it, but we're seeing it.
Yeah, I really live by that, and I've seen God bless my life because I make it my point and my just duty to give to others selflessly. So we're so proud of this project, and that's who I am. Go ahead, Twan.
All right. Well,
Because we was told by EJ we only have 10 to
right,
15 minutes
right.
because you got a whole segment. And
I'm,
y'all know, I don't know why y'all did this with me and Twan with 10 and 15 minutes. Y'all know we just talk outside the church for 5 hours.
It may be
Y'all,
a little longer. It may be a little longer.
listen. Can y'all hear me? Hopefully y'all can. Okay. So I'm just an outsider. I don't go way back with everybody. Just they picked me up on the side of the road, Damascus, and it's like, come on,
wow.
young man.
Wow.
Because I lived in Cloverdale too.
No, real seriously though. It's like the old folks used to say, I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody.
Jesus.
That's what we did, man. We brought all of our gifts together for their sole purpose. Honestly, I know it sounds old school and cliche, but we really were backing Gary. We all worked together. Background for each other, writing for each other, singing for each other, singing alongside each other for major artists in the city, up and down the coast, late nights, Atlanta, just all around. So, it was an honor and it was a no-brainer, honestly. So, this is proof of relationship. So it's not just collaboration, but it is a testament of a brotherhood and people laying down their egos and their pride for the better sake of what God has purposed within the other person.
Yeah.
So that's really what I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
And let me say this, like Delandry said, our families go way back. So our grandmothers worked together at Juliet Low. Like that's how far our parents did plays together. Like this is 3 generations, almost 80, 90 years of family cooperation, which is amazing. So to watch this come around, and then with Antoine, like I'd heard of Antoine. I had seen him kind of grow up, leading worship. At that time, I was real quiet at PMDC. Like my pastor kept me hidden, so nobody really knew who I was.
Me too.
Yo, Twan has been a worship leader since the age of 3. He was the first worship leader ever in the history of worship leaders. He's the first word. I'm telling y'all, Guinness World Book. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records
for youngest faithful worship leader.
This is the most ignorant thing I have ever heard in my life.
I remember seeing you, Twan. Like if we had to go someplace, I'd be like, "Who is he?" And like he's already. I remember thinking that too. Like, dang, he's already leading. Like
I'm telling you,
start leading around like 14.
Twan,
but I was like,
Twan really could put out this OG worship leader card. Like y'all little whippersnappers. I've been leading worship since I've been 5 years old. Since I've been in my diapers. Y'all don't know how to lead no worship.
Wow. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all call me after this mess. Make sure we all, yes, God, yes.
I will say this: we all, and really, man, when you think about everybody on this project, everybody that we have relationship, all of us have been trusted with somebody's ministry since a young age.
Yeah.
I'm thinking even through everybody who's worked on this.
That's true.
That's a crazy thing. Like, so everybody was not only professional, but everybody was seasoned, even though we're still young.
Yeah.
So I think that's super interesting. But I remember this got to be like 10 years ago. Like I had to sing at a concert, and I was like, I just want a whole bunch of people on stage. And so I asked for Twan's number. I think I asked Dedrick or somebody for Twan's, and I was like, man, I don't know if he's gonna say yes.
Actually, this is how it went, because I remember. Gary hit me up on Facebook.
Yes.
Because I sang at one of the churches, like
in Garden City.
Yeah.
Back when Bishop Anderson and them were in Garden City. And I was like, this man just killed.
Yeah. It was very, very simple, but very random. Gary was like, hey, I know you don't know me. I saw you sing today. I'm like, okay, thank you. He's like, okay, so all of that aside, I need you to sing for me.
Yeah, straight up.
I was like, okay, sure. So walk by faith, not by sight, guys.
Yeah.
That was, man, I still remember that. It was like 13 people on that stage. Yeah. One girl.
Shayla. Shout out to Shayla, man.
Shout out to Shayla, man.
Shout out to Shayla Lode Hope for being the only female up on that stage. I was like,
and we still had soprano, alto, tenor.
I was like, what kind of new edition Jodeci gospel thing is this?
Lonnie's in the comments. What's up, Lonnie, man?
Hey, Lonnie, OG.
Man, thank you so much.
I'm not gonna say it today, Lonnie. I ain't gonna say it today.
So I'm gonna ask some quick questions. Y'all already know how we do.
We can't hear Delane.
Nope, we can't hear you. It went on mute. Try it now. Nope. Nope.
Your car?
It must be. It might either be to your car or one of your headphones died. But so I am going to just kind of no, not yet. I'm gonna ask them some questions. I want you guys to hear from their point of view. So Antoine is a singer. He's a worship leader. He's a songwriter. He's a musician. Wow. But on this project, he was a vocal director. Yes. And so if you start learning that, you'll know that there's so many different approaches. Not yet. It's so many.
Maybe go out and come back in.
Maybe go out and come back in. It's so many different approaches to this, and you have to have the proper perspective. Yes. You know, so Antoine, if you could just tell them how did you make that switch from just being your own artist to being a vocal director for the whole thing? Because if you're going to do a live album, you need a vocal director. You should watch this. You should not have to do everything. I'm a big believer in collaboration. We already know that Pastor Robeson's theme this year for Kingdom Life is collaboration. You should, even if you can do everything, you should not want to do everything. It's too much pressure. So, Twan, if you can kind of talk about that, how did you make that switch?
So the switch was really understanding the need of it, you know, because I've been in a position where for myself in the, you know, the length of when I was doing my own music or with Lifeworthy and stuff.
Shout out to Lifeworthy.
Shout out to Lifeworthy. Shout out to Lifeworthy. It was kind of like just my brainchild. It was just, you know, everything was coming out. Not to say that everybody was not capable or people weren't able or that I wasn't trusting. Yeah, I think we can hear you now, D.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it wasn't. Okay. I wasn't trusting. It was more so I didn't trust myself. So I was really trying to learn and cultivate the gifting within me. Of course, being a worship leader, you always know 1, 3, 5. You can, you know, teach these harmonies real quick and stuff like that. But really, you know, within my heart and in my mind and who I really am, it's always been vocal directing. It's always been directing, you know, just vocals and stuff like that. So I've always loved people that were choir directors, and then they turned, you know, it's all evolved and stuff like that. But in my mind, going to your question was understanding the need of a vocal director for you, like as a person that's going to be leading the song, and as an artist, you need all of the freedom to lead. And a lot of times when we lead, and this is, you know, for us, you know, especially in worship leaders, we're always leading from a standpoint of leading the song. Like, I'm trying to tell you where I'm going. All right, we're going up. All right, 3-part harmony. All right, give me a split right here. Like, but in an album as an artist, that's clouding the track, and it clouds where we're trying to go. So the fact that you were able to trust me, even in the call, it automatically switched in my brain. Like, all right, I got to step up. I got to step up to the plate and do that position, which is understanding who Gary is. And that comes from us having a brotherhood and us knowing. I know Gary likes theater. I know he likes gospel, and everything is going to be big. Even just listening to his voice, it's going to be complex. It's going to have a lot of nuances. And so, you know, you look at it, I look at church, it's really weird, y'all. I'm sorry, but I look at church and music like it's like being in the kitchen. And so it's a lot of different recipes. It's a lot of different, you know, things. And every meal does not take the same. It doesn't take the same
word.
Recipe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't put cayenne pepper on everything. Not everything. Now you put it on as it is, but now when we get to hey Jesus, let's pull it back a little bit. So knowing that and understanding the different voicing it was fun, you know. So it was all about having fun. And if I had to be real, it wasn't on my dime. So I was like, hey, let's go. Let's do it all.
Listen, if you're coming in right quick, I need you to share this. Go ahead and like and share this. Say something in the comments. We want to know you're here. Frida is here. I just talked about that. Tia Akers is here. Cortland is here. Clyde Hamilton, the person who did. He's the genius. I had him on last week. All the visuals you guys are seeing, Claude Hamilton. Make sure y'all hit him up, man. So I got, and I'm getting ready to go to the Langer. So, Twan, for those who are getting ready to do live recordings or even in studio recordings, because you still need a lot of people don't know you really need a vocal director in studio too. Yeah. So you can just focus. What should they look for in that person? Like when they come, do they just find, you know, their best friend that can sing and say come studio, you know?
No, what I would say is find you a person that's not monolithic in thinking.
That's good.
Not just like, this is all I do. I'm a one-trick pony. This is what I do. You know, this is the only style of music I listen to. I only listen to CCM. I only listen to gospel music. Like, you cannot be that person, because it's all about freedom and liberty, and you should be able to hear others. And so it might need a country twang on it. It might need that Savannah twang on it, you know, that Geechee twang on it. It might need to be cleared up. You know, when we did Hallelujah, I'm just going to give this real quick. When we did Hallelujah, the approach that I went with them was totally different than what we did with Inhabit. And the songs were like almost back to back.
Right.
But it was like, let's approach this very clean. We got to remove. You got to remove your vibrato. You got to remove your accent. You got to put the T's at the end of it. Some songs, you know, some songs didn't need that. But yeah, if I had to say one thing, don't find you one person that has a monolithic ear. You know, like they only hear this. They need to be able to hear and be versed in a lot of different sounds.
Wow, that's good. That's good. And Delanger, so we're talking about perspectives. Did you switch perspectives in order to be exec, or did you have to mesh all the perspectives together as far as a musician, singer, because you do all of that too? So how did you approach this from an executive standpoint, and what should people look for if they're looking for somebody to executive produce?
Well, you have to be organized, for one.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be very organized, and I had to take every skill set when it comes to the recording process, the retail process, the blessing I've had and experience I've had throughout the years. I've took every skill set God allowed me to have, from learning how to arrange music. Of course, I'm a musician of instruments. I'm a producer. A lot of people don't know I produce hip hop. Like, I got crazy records, right? From being a singer since the age of 3. Of course, I've been a worship leader, minister of music, all those things. Learning how to actually write music, learning song arrangement, all those are different skills.
Mm-hmm.
And learning how to program. You know, I started years ago on ADAT. You know, you bring all those different skills. The beautiful thing about this process, we was able to delegate certain skills, so I didn't have to use all those different skills.
Yeah.
So I can focus in on organization of things, right? So usually as a producer, you would have to be the vocal director, or you would have to be the main sole writer of an album. But with this project, we had such a chemistry. And let's go back to about 10 years ago when I started RLW. We had this chemistry because we used to have writing sessions.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would just be me, Twan, and Gary. And we would hammer out records. So that chemistry there, understanding performance aspect, right? And just being a genuine lover of music and a genuine lover of gospel music. You bring all those things into the executive part, and then you basically, you place that around whatever the vision is for that artist. See, a lot of the songs, Gary wrote about 60% of this project, right? So it was my job to catch up to what heaven had told him.
Right.
It wasn't my job to change what heaven had told him.
Right.
It was my job to come into the room with him in Christ and to expand that and bring that forward. A lot of times we try to take people what God has spoken, especially when you have artists like Twan and Gary. You know, we have this thing where, because I'm both sides, so I am a musician that I play, and I arrange, and I produce. We have this arrogance with us. So y'all don't know what you're doing because you don't play an instrument.
Right.
And you don't value that artist. You don't value that person's ear. You don't value that writer's ear who doesn't play an instrument. But I value people's ear. I value what God has given them. I value your genius. I value your greatness. And so I had to let go of any inhibitions. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, I'm going to bring what I do to it, right? I'm going to bring my energy to it. I'm going to bring my perspective to it. But that doesn't mean I undermine what you already had.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I caught up. So basically, y'all just let me into when we started working on Twan record, you let me into the chat room with you and God.
Yeah. That's true.
When I started working on Gary with the record, he would bring me records. And so my process was I would sit down to the piano and I would arrange 80% of it or 70% of it. It depends on which record it was. And then I would leave room for Ramon, my dog, one of the dopest producers, drummers, musicians, programmers in the world, right? So I would have these conversations with him and Chris. Oh my God, Chris Thompson, so amazing. So we had the associate producers, and we would have these meetings. And so I would sit down first whatever record we was working on at the time. And I don't remember even these records taking long to get to the point. I think it went like this. It was crazy. Now that I'm thinking about it, nothing took really more than 3 days to really get to where we were good with it. I was good with it. And I'll present it back to Gary. Gary would bring me something. I'll present it back, or Gary would be like, just do your thing. Right. So, because he trusted me, and listen, that trust came because we've been working together so long.
Yeah.
Right. And I trusted him because I knew his greatness already. He trusted me because he knew my greatness already. I trusted Twan. And so that part was the amazing bond of it. Right. So I would take these records. I would get it to about 70, 80%, and then let's take Inhabit. So I had everything foundation. I knew the rhythms I wanted. I knew the all the way down to even speed and tempo, right? But then I would get Ramon and I would say, okay, I need a break here so the vocal can shine, but take that and do your thing. Put your drum do some sauce on it. So he would come up with the licks and send it back. I'm like, that's crazy. Right. So it was such an amazing process, such a beautiful process. And that's why the album came out so incredible. Some of the best records of all time usually don't have just one writer or one producer on it.
Right.
It's usually 10. If you really look at credit, because I'm a credit person.
Yes.
And I wish the days of CDs would come back where you could still see credits, right? You have to go to apps now to see credits on albums. But some of the greatest records of all time is usually have at least 5 or more people on them.
Right.
That's good.
Right? Because I take a percentage of your perspective, take a percentage of that perspective. If you think that you're the only one with perspective and the only one, then you're losing this race. Right? Also, from a business standpoint, God has blessed me to have both brains. And Gary I brought that to the table also. We sat down and we had literally strategic, brilliant plans of everything y'all see right now. It just didn't happen.
No.
We executed from both sides of things.
Yes.
From the business of music and from the recording of music. Because you got to understand the retail part of music is another whole system that you have to really understand how to present this music. How do we get it to the masses? And we have my brilliant business partner. Her name is LaFrida Henley.
Woo!
Shout out to Frida.
I mean, this woman I call her Frida Pope. She is the Olivia Pope of this generation. She is absolutely masterful. And we brought EJ. EJ became masterful, and he's still growing. We had a whole team all the way down to your team, Gary, your personal team. Everybody, all these components brought what they brought and what God has given them. And listen, man, we're working it out, bro. We're walking on water right now, and you can see the fruit of it. right? And there was no egos, it wasn't no eyes. It's about we, it's about community, it's about
Yeah.
us, right? And we walking together with that energy of not only are we going to represent God that way, but we're going to represent our city that way.
Yes.
It's Savannah boy-ish, you heard?
Yes.
Like real talk. It's time to let people understand that sound. And I'm just so proud of this project. I'm so proud of everybody who put their best energy towards this project. And we just seeing God doing what he's doing. And it's just getting started, man. I believe this project will be around. I don't believe it's going to get to its biggest heights to probably the fall.
I get that.
It's going to grow, and it's already growing. We're already seeing. To see an African praise team doing manifestation chant messed me up like 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
Like literally, it's on YouTube. I'm like, what in the world, bro? And so I'm just blessed, man, for all of us to be in this space in this season, and we just getting started, man. It's so much talent that it's so many ideas that we all have. Right. I can't wait to work on Twan next project. Me and Gary already talk about his next project, right? And so yeah, so that's what we did, man. I submitted to what you wanted to do, bro. And I'm like I said, I'm so thankful that you trusted me, and I'm blessed. I am extremely blessed, and I'm excited about the future where we're going.
And Twan, what were you getting ready to ask earlier?
I was going to say, it was the fact of trusting and rising to the occasion. Basically where Delandry was going with that, it was that part of we were entrusted with something, and and nobody asked for the gift of God. None of us asked for these giftings that we received, but now we are stewards. And so it's one thing I can say about us is the commonality is like we're not settling for mediocre. You're not here like, and I think that's just something that's innately built into each and every one of us. And then those that's connected to us, it's like, no, we got to raise the standard. We got to raise the bar, not just, even for ourselves as, the industry that we're going into, the area that we're in, for the people that's watching us, the mentees that we have something to prove, and it's not in a prideful hip hop kind of way, but no, like the kingdom of God needs to be advanced. And so advanced through that, like advancement is higher. Like it's further. So if you keep it right here, it's only going to stay right here. So with us understanding that, I think that's where the whatever the bar is, it becomes like it becomes the floor for the next level. So
right. And let me say this, Twan. It's not the self-pride of hip hop, but it's definitely the self-ambition, the strength, the go-getter of hip hop. That's how we approach this. Like we're going after it. And and ours in the kingdom is called faith.
Right, exactly.
We're going after it. We're going to be relentless in our pursuit. We're not settling for less. Listen, we are not second-class entities in this music industry, entertainment industry. You're going to value the gospel. Just because we represent Christ, that doesn't mean our gifts are undervalued. No, we are as valuable and more valuable. But we have to bring that to the executive room. We have to bring that to the boardroom. We also have to bring that with our competitiveness, that when we put out product, it competes in the marketplace. Or nobody's going to take us seriously. See, you can't just depend on the Spirit of God for your incompetence of not understanding what's in the boardroom behind the business. No, that's not how that works. Jesus did not walk around with weak dudes.
Exactly.
The disciples had gifts. They were entrepreneurs.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Them dudes was carpenters, fishers. They was the top of that time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, what you about to say, Twan?
I said they were businessmen.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So we have to quit thinking that we're second-class entities because we represent our faith with our music, or our faith with our gifts, or our books, or our entertainment, whatever we decide to do. No, it's totally opposite. You know what I'm saying? He is the giver of all gifts, and he's the best creative ever in life. Just look at yourself in the mirror. He is the best mastermind. Look at the world we live in. He's the most artistic God. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to represent that with what we do. And so we just choose not to settle, right? And we don't rush anything either.
Right.
Especially if you know that we're independent.
Yeah.
We ain't got no majors. Right. So a lot of things we had to do, it had to be timed out.
Right.
You know, we had the budget to go put out a project, go record a project tomorrow and put it out the next day. I mean, yesterday and put it out the next day. No, that's not how it works. And so you have to be patient. And if you're getting into this game, think you about to get rich, no, little bruh. Yeah. You got way more investment in the beginning.
Yes.
Right? And you have to be prepared for that investment. Right. If that's what God has called you to do in the retail space. And I don't want to go there because y'all know how I feel about that.
Right. Well, one thing. Oh, go ahead, Twan.
Go ahead, Gary. Because I know
one thing I want to say, because and Delandria mentioned this earlier, because like I said, this is kind of talking about how we did this, and this is to help anybody else, because I know I'm looking at all these numbers right now, because y'all can't see it. Y'all looking at it on Facebook, but I got it on Facebook, both Facebook pages and YouTube. Okay. And so I have some other artists on here. One thing Delandria said that I want y'all to pay attention to is that we didn't wait to start the business. And we weren't afraid to have those business conversations. I think a lot of times, especially we as Christian artists, or just Christians, period, we get afraid of business because we think that's the devil's territory, or somebody's going to take advantage of someone. But the Bible says, my mama says this all the time, the Bible says, in business, be men. And it's really talking about just making sure you stand up, you say what you're supposed to say, because even business is a level of ministry. You got to stand. That's a real
stand on business.
Somebody got a download from heaven. Like, you really have to stand.
You really got to stand on business. Yeah.
Like, and a lot of you guys y'all wait to talk about split sheets. Y'all no, we had those conversations early.
Yeah.
Like, early in the game, to the point of we already had that stuff on ASCAP. So when it came time to do the album, all we had to do was press submit. They were already saved for almost a year, almost 2 years on ASCAP. Yeah. And if there was anything missing, because I have a great team, we made sure we corrected anything.
Straight up.
We corrected. So you cannot be afraid, because that's what happens to a lot of people. They get afraid of the business part. They get afraid, and then they become lazy and just put it out. And that's what I don't want any of y'all to do. I don't want any of y'all to cut corners because you're afraid of any space. It's going to take some time. So I'm going to ask y'all one more question each. Because I told him I wasn't gonna stay on here long, and we're gonna keep doing this now. And he mentioned,
I don't know why y'all did this. Going back to the first thing, I don't know why y'all did this. Like, oh, we gonna rush this maybe microwave conversation. Do y'all realize this is like 12 years of?
Here's the thing: I can always bring y'all back for more. Frida has told me, y'all too. Y'all heard us mention it, Frida. She said she's gonna come on here one time. Y'all, I'm gonna keep this thing going because it is my heart that y'all understand how we do this, but that it helps somebody else. I don't know what that is. Who's that sound?
That's my car. You good?
All right. Frida says she agrees with Twan. Like, I know but we're gonna keep on having these conversations. Delandria's always mentioning that we might turn it into a podcast. We're going to keep this conversation because we have stuff that I know can help other artists. So my question to you guys is, how long, like, because this was 4 years for us, but it was still 4 years of progression. Like, it wasn't like we did the album and nothing happened for 4 years.
Yeah.
So how long should an artist wait in that process? Or should there even be a timetable? I know we gave ourselves some timetables, but what is too long? How about that?
I would say, from a business standpoint, it depends on if you're talking about an independent artist. There is no such thing as too long. You have to move when everything is ready. And see, what we do is we only move when we get the mix. We like to move when we get the mix and master, but the business ain't ready at all.
Right. Woo, come on.
And then you start doing things when you put out a project without any type of awareness, any type of marketing, any type of promo. Is like basically an insurance man calling your house, offering you health insurance, and you already got health insurance. Cold calling you. It's like a cold call. Who wants people cold calling them, offering things that I don't need? You didn't let me know anything about this product. I don't know nothing about you as an artist. I don't know who you are, right? And why do we need another project from you?
Come on.
Why? Listen, here's the thing. Our job as Christians is to go out and compel people to come to Christ. God didn't call nobody to be no retail artist. That is a part of our ambition, but because of our faith, right? And we got to quit lying to God, man. We got to stop telling those corny lies. Dude, you have ambition. You want people to hear your music, and it's okay. But in that, he blesses the world because he has given you, right, the anointing and the ability to reach people with your music. It is totally different from you being in the local church. That's your service to God. Being a retail artist is your ambition. So first of all, you got to be real with who you are and real with what you're trying to do. Once you get that understanding, then you need to honestly have budget. You need to have a realistic budget that doesn't affect your everyday lifestyle. You have to have reality. Can you afford to do this? Because there is no cutting corners.
Come on.
Listen, anybody that's putting out music right now and you're not trying to win, and you're not trying to really recoup, or you're not trying to really regain what you spent, why are you doing it?
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Right.
It's a business.
That's not
you
even
don't
how
go into
seed
business
works.
to fail.
Yeah.
Do you start a restaurant to fail? Do you open a law office to fail?
Come on.
So why are you putting out music just because the sake of Christ? You could do that. You could take yourself. Listen, there's a lot of people need to hear the gospel without you selling a product. That the world still needs to hear Jesus. And if you got a great voice and a great ministry and a great song, I promise you, it doesn't have to go to retail.
Right.
That does not make you a minister. Right. And we got to get out this cycle craziness of God is calling me to the nations. Let me go put out a record. No, you need to understand if you are an artist that is ready and you know in your soul that your music is amazing. Because what do we need you? And we got Kim Brown and we got Karen Clark and we got Kirk. And why do we need your what makes you different? What makes you unique? What makes the word over your life unique for people? Right? What is God calling you to say to people? Because think about it. I mean, if you put that in perspective, you got to test yourself. Then you go there and say, okay, this is what I really want to do. I really believe God is going to bless this. I'm gonna put my faith where my talent is, and then you go from there. But please make sure it's not just from the musical side, it's just from your side to go be on a platform. Right. And please, I'm not gonna go there, but please make sure that your ambition is still lining up with the word of God over your life and your faith and who you are.
And before Twan goes, you said something too. You have to wait for the right moments. You have to know when you're putting certain things out. I remember this, so I'm just going, because we're going to be honest here. We knew what we had in Manifestation Chat the whole time. Like we had those conversations. Like we knew we had, and like I said, this is not to try to blow ourselves up. All of us understand the game. All of us understand how music is done. We understand what was going on. However, because we were in the midst, watch this, because we were in the midst of COVID, people passing away, we decided to put out Strong Enough first because that's the message they needed to hear at that moment. So if we would have just put out Manifestation Chat like, oh yeah, this is going to take off, and we miss an opportunity. So yes, the ambition side is there, the music side is there, but like he said, but the ministry still lines up. So it all lined up together. And then when it was time to put out Manifestation Chat, it took off. And so all of those things, you don't just put out the music just because you want to put it out. There is strategy, literal strategy. Everything. Right. Behind everything. Twan?
So what I would say is, spiritually speaking, it reminds me of like David. David got the promise way before he got the crown.
Talk about it.
Got the promise way before. And then it was like, you're going to be the next king. And then what happened was, now you got to serve a king that does not like you, that started not liking you. And
not only not liking you, he was trying to kill you while you was playing playing to him.
Right. But he still had to walk in obedience.
Yes.
Yes, the skill is ready. Yes, the gift is ready. Yes, the song is ready. Yes, it's right. But is your flesh right? Is your mind right? Is your heart right? Is your business right? Are you ready for real conversations? Are you ready for interviews? Are you ready to get out here and navigate, all the ins and outs of what this world is and stuff like that? So the one thing out of that, I'm saying, no matter how long the wait is, you have to remain engaged.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I learned, and it just looking apart even with Gary is although it's been 4 years, it doesn't feel like 4 years.
No.
There was still engagement going on. There was still releases. There was still, hey, look at this clip. Hey, look at this behind the scenes clip. Having the forethought to even capture all of that and to release it. We live in such a microwave society. Like we want to release everything at one time. I want to knock y'all over the head with everything. No,
Right.
no, and there may be times where that will come about.
Right.
There may be times, but in the it's a slow roast. Like we have to
Yeah. Absolutely.
we have to let it. Okay, now you get a little taste of this, and that is going to be a hard thing, y'all. As an artist, it is going to be nerve wracking. It is going to be frustrating, but that is all a part of the process of.
Right.
Is it frustrating? Yes. Gary has been singing Manifestation Champ. How many years, Gary? No, I mean
9 years. 9 years.
for 9 years. He wrote this song 9 years ago. Has been singing it, and then like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take this song and we're gonna record it. Then we record the song, and now you still have to wait 4 more years. It's like, okay, God. All right.
Yeah.
Does your flesh get tired? Does your mind get tired? Does your voice get tired of saying, okay, God? But you got to be obedient. And so there's no one to say how long it's going to be. You may get a song and release it right then and there, and it takes off. To God be the glory. We don't know. So I can't say how long is too long, but I say whatever God says, man, you gotta trust
And
God.
let me honor Gary some more with this. Gary has been so consistent.
Very consistent.
On his social media, posting.
Right.
Y'all don't know Gary and EJ is editing most of these videos.
Right.
Gary don't like to talk about all the. Gary is so gifted and so talented, y'all. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The dude has so many gifts. And so his consistency for the last 4 years to grow his social media likeness, everything was not only strategic, right, that he worked out with Frida and EJ, again, the brilliant Frida, much love to her. Everything has been executed. He executed. And listen, here's the thing. The next thing, you have to be teachable.
Very teachable.
Yes.
You have to be willing to listen to others' ideas of how to grow your likeness. Right? And so Gary was teachable. He listened, he learned, and he executed. And he stayed consistent. And he did the work.
Endurance.
Gary's been up and down across the world.
Endurance.
Singing these records for the last 4 years. He's been preaching. He's been doing similar. He's been consulting. He done dropped. Don't forget he dropped the book in the midst of this too.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the midst of, and we don't like to talk, even in the midst of family tragedy.
Yeah.
God graced Gary to keep going.
Yeah.
In the midst of all of that. And so you got to understand what looks like it's taking off like a rocket. You have to remember how it was built in the lab.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
and then
good.
how it was tested and released.
That's good.
Right? And so it looked like a rocket ship, but it was the labor, it was the hammering, it was the welding that got that it was the engineering, it was the wiring that got that rocket ship to take off.
Yeah.
And so you have to put in the work. If you're not going to put in the work on this side of the game, here's the thing. Boy, I'm about to say something.
Say it.
If you showing up as your worship leader unprepared, not really showing up on time, teaching your team, you have no organization with the team you're working with on your regular church services, how are you going to go into the retail business?
Yeah.
It's no way in the world. That's where I get frustrated when it comes to the kingdom and how we do things when it comes to that side of things versus how mainstream do things. Everything is prepared and intentional over there. I'm not saying everything is great and perfect over there and easy, because some people got stories too, where it took a real grind and got it out the mud type stories.
Right.
But if you are willing to put that work in, right, and you are willing to sacrifice for what you believe God told you, that's when you leave it, you do the work, and now, hey man, this your baby. This is what you told me to do. I've done my part. And you have to be satisfied. I know I put my best foot forward.
Right.
So are you going to be the tree that produces fruit, or are you going to be the tree that Jesus cursed?
Come on, because you were supposed to.
What we doing? What we talking about?
Yeah.
And listen, just to kind of add on to that, the truth is the Bible says for the rest of the time there will be seed, time, and harvest. See, we like to put seed time together, but it's seed, time. We can't determine that all the time, but just know it's going to be harvest. But in the midst of that time, you have to make sure that soil is cultivated. You have to make sure that everything is good. So we were planting seed the whole time. And the truth is, and Delandrian said it, when you can't hire anybody, do you do the work to learn it yourself? Now, a lot of people don't know. I went to SCAD for sound engineering.
Word.
While I was there, I had to learn how to do some stuff. And he said it, not only, and like I said, because I just want to help somebody, but that manifestation chat video that is like 60,000 on YouTube, we edited that ourselves.
Yeah.
That's hours of learning and research and what's the best shots. When do you switch over?
I do want to say that, like in the waiting, and it's not that any of us I know it might come off like you just know everything.
Right.
It is a faith walk, but in my waiting, it's who you study, it's what's in your view.
Listen, man.
What are you studying? What are you looking at? This did not start. Gary said, "Hey, I need you to be." I'll say it. Even though the Landry made the joke was like, Swami leading worship since he was 3. I've been preparing since I was 6 months. You get what I'm saying? Like it's still not a what happened in the hiding, what happened behind the scenes, for yourself. What are you studying? Who are you looking at? What are you training your ear to hear? What are you able to tell the difference in the chords? Are you learning different modes, and are you studying videography? Do you know stage production? Do you know what kind of mic you need? Do you know what I'm saying? Like all of these things that we are still learning and growing and
straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Allowing God. You're still listening to new production. You're listening to classic production. You listen to classical music. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
You're learning. It is a ever learning. While we were teaching, we was learning.
Listen, and we changed so many things on the fly. And even right now, I could tell y'all about 10 mistakes we made.
Right.
That we know not to make the next recording. I can tell y'all now.
We're not
like the whole overdub process. We'll never do that again.
Yeah. In our teaching, in this learning, in us talking, it's not saying that we did it perfect, or that we did it right. No, we're seeing it from both sides, hindsight and foresight. It's like, next time we'll do it like this.
Word.
And the greatest, if y'all study the greatest musicians that you love were students and lovers of music. When you really listen to go back and listen to some of Michael Jackson's interviews, he knew everybody who was on the scene. He knew, even if you want to say him and Prince had beef, he knew all of Prince's songs verbatim.
Yes, man.
It's like he knew that stuff. Right. When you go, say whatever y'all want to say about Beyonce. We love Beyonce over here, but say whatever you want. She knows, like, when it was time for her to do that African album, it's because she had already been listening to it for a whole year. She knew the people she wanted to call. So you never get to a place where you aren't teachable. You never get to a place where, number one, you enjoy what you do. So that I'm gonna kind of calm this conversation, because I'm gonna bring them back. But the truth is, and my Bev is here. Hey, my Bev.
Hey, that's my mama.
Yes. But
that's
honest,
my
a lot of you guys are doing it because God said it, and you really don't want to do it, you really don't have no passion for it, you're going to have a hard time doing that. I'm not just doing it because, and Delaney just said it earlier, because in the beginning, it's all investment. So if you're doing this and you're using the excuse, God told me to do it, no, you need to ask him to give you a joy for this.
Right.
Because if you become a slave just because he told you, you're going to be miserable, you're going to be depressed. And I'll have to ask, did he really tell? Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll never get the maximum out of it.
You never will. You have to
And
enjoy
that's the most
it.
frustrating thing as a creative ever in life.
Yes.
It's not to get the maximum out your gift.
Yes.
It is. I'm telling you, man, you go through those things. It's something I was about to say, but I can't remember. It must be for the next time. Okay, go back.
Yeah, you have to actually enjoy this process. Like, we enjoyed being in the studio. We enjoyed,
That's facts.
being there for hours.
This is a frustration we like. It's the frustrating in the world of the 9-to-5 job that you don't like. But this frustration is like, yeah, I can endure this.
It's called good tension. Like, there is some tension that grow. You need tension to grow your muscles. Like, so you learn, even when it's tough in the gym, you actually start liking the feeling. When y'all start going to the gym, you'll see there comes a time that even when it hurts, y'all get what I'm saying.
Y'all don't know something about Gary. Gary is the king of subtle shade.
Yes, he just called everybody fat. But anyways,
basically call y'all fat, lazy, y'all don't work out. I just want y'all to let y'all know that's a part of Gary Swindell Jr. personality that we know, the people close to him know. Y'all might not know, bruh.
I'm encouraging y'all, go to the gym and you will see what I mean. There will come a time that even in that rough moment, you're going to be like, this actually feels good. The tension actually helps.
You just call everybody in the chat fat.
I mean, everybody.
Well, breaking your destiny.
When y'all
filled with ideas.
And nah, that's for real. I'm gonna say this. For me, when I'm creating, it doesn't matter what I'm creating, whether I'm in film, whether I'm in the house by myself, just on my MPC, whether I'm on my piano, organ. When I'm creating, I feel maybe the sense of what Adam had to feel when God was charging him with the responsibility and the management of this world.
Yes.
When God said, hey, go be fruitful, go multiply. And now I'm done. I done created what I need to create. Now I'm about to give you the charge and you go be me.
Yeah.
And so now go name every animal in the garden. Go name every animal. Go name every insect. Go name every fowl of the air. When that creative responsibility that God gave Adam. So in other words, what I'm saying, what Gary's saying, enjoy it. Like, it don't feel like work for me. I could be there 20 hours. We don't get tired. Like, we after we stop, we feel it. But when we going, and I'm telling you, me and Twan and Gary has literally been in writing sessions for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We also been in just talking sessions.
Yes.
Where we just talking about music and talking about this album or talking about this artist. And, and we listen to each other's opinions. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to tell y'all what these two people who they don't like, because we'll do that from another standpoint. Y'all will be shocked about the people that they don't like and they don't think are great artists. It will blow y'all minds. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that for the world yet. We're gonna say that when we monetize our podcast, because that's gonna be good.
That's gonna be really good. So funny.
That's why y'all see them both laughing. They got some interesting point of views about artists, y'all. Y'all got to hear these dudes' point of views about music.
He's not exempt. Don't let him choose.
He's not. Come on.
I'm not as y'all. I swear, I'm not as bad as them though.
We'll let the people tell us. We'll let the people decide.
Straight up.
But now what I will say is, no matter who we said, we respect them.
Straight up. Now that's for real. We're not on no Cat Williams type thing.
I will say that. Now we definitely respect them.
We respect it. So listen, y'all stay here for a quick moment. I'm not gonna let them go yet because I'm gonna close it out with everybody. I got a quick video to show you guys, and we're gonna keep going. So we're gonna close it after this, but stay on because I got a quick video to show y'all.
Okay. Actually, that's thick enough from what I hear in here. Okay.
I can't hear you.
Oh, I said actually the two is thick enough. The two is thick enough.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Kwani Wewe.
So we can just face that to the end, right?
Kwani Wewe.
That it ain't in the storm, ain't in the rain, but it's a still small voice. Ain't in the fire nor hurricane, but it's a still small voice. Yes, a still small voice. Hey! God, you're almost right. This doggone rest of the stuff in there.
Cause what we missing? The guitar for this?
Guitar, last string.
Right.
Chris wanna fix something. Hey.
I need the rattles.
And it goes again.
Yeah, I think it's still going. Yeah, I think it's right now. Yep, you're right.
Gary, you're dope.
Thank you. I had to show y'all some behind the scenes to show y'all we not lying. Like we have fun in the studio. Like we where did he even go? Well, he must have knew he was about to get. So man, Twine Delandry might be coming back on in a second. I want to say thank y'all so much for being on here. Those who are watching, listen, if you have not gotten the album, it's live from Whitaker Street. It's available everywhere. I want you to go and purchase this album. If you do have the album, I am challenging you, send it to at least 4 other people in your phone. Just send it to them. Tell them if you like it, then buy it. Tell them if they like it, buy it. But we're trying to get this stuff out to the world. We've done our part. Now it comes to our community. We're hoping as you like it, that you share it. I want to say thank you guys. If you're just coming on, I need you guys to share this. Share this on your pages. Thanks, my man. We love you. Share this on your pages. I want to give a shout out to Antoine Smalls. I want to give a shout out to Delandry and Akins. Thank you guys. Everybody who was on. Listen, we're going to do, like I said, we're going to do this even more. I'm going to be bringing people from this process on here because I want y'all to know how we did it. I don't just want to tell y'all that we did it. I want y'all to see how we did it, because if this can help somebody else, also that's what I need you to do. Send this to somebody who is trying to be an artist. Send this to somebody. Let's encourage them. Let them see how tough this is. Maybe next time I'll tell y'all the starting price of this whole project.
My God.
Because it's a house down payment, maybe more. So I'm just leaving that. I'll leave that there. I'll tell y'all.
Scare y'all. Do not let this stuff scare y'all.
Don't let it scare you though, because God provided the whole way through. If I tell y'all how much it was, I got to tell y'all the testimonies that came.
Come on, right? That's the part.
Like that. Like God, if God's going to give you the vision, He has to give provision for it. So definitely don't be afraid, but definitely be aware. So thank y'all so much. Like I said, share this. Go get the album. And hold on, Delandry came back on. Wait, let's see. He might have some last words. Hey, D, we were just telling everybody bye. Man,
my y'all know I'm on some.
So
and there it is. And there it is again.
So that was God letting him come back in just to say goodbye to you guys. So we love y'all. Thank you, Twan. Y'all have a great evening.
Goodbye.